The Opium Lord, published in 2013, is a young adult science fiction novel by American author Nancy Farmer. A sequel to her award-winning The House of the Scorpion, the novel continues the adventurous story of Matteo Alacrán, Matt, a 14-year-old clone and the newly crowned ruler of opium, the world's primary source of opium. Reluctant to assume power, Matt sets out to dismantle the illegal drug trade, put an end to human cloning, and rescue an enslaved group of workers known as the Ijits from environmental ruin. Along the way, he must mature and resist becoming the brutal tyrant he was cloned from in order to truly earn the title of Opium Lord. Publishers Weekly praised the book as an excellent novel worth waiting for, while Booklist called it a stellar sequel. Told in the third person and centered on Matt, a 14-year-old clone of El Patrón, the story opens in 2136 as Matt rises to power in Opium, the land between the United States and Mexico, now called Aslan, that produces the world's largest supply of opium. With borders sealed, Matt is informed by authorities that he must repair the damage left behind by El Patrón, the deceased ruler whose skin was used to create him. Matt resists the responsibilities of leadership, preferring instead to spend time with his friends and his love, Maria, who remains in Aslan. However, opium is vital to the rest of the world, which depends on poppy-based medicines to counteract the effects of severe pollution and overpopulation. Pressured by the United Nations to resolve a global environmental crisis using opium's resources, Matt realizes he must continue acting as a drug lord to keep opium stable, even as he acknowledges the violence and suffering the drug trade inflicts on his people. At El Patrón's funeral, poisoned wine kills many of Matt's relatives and rival drug lords, triggering the collapse of governments and plunging the world into chaos and brutal drug wars. As Matt struggles to sever ties with his past and build a better future, he is haunted by the lingering presence of El Patrón's conscience, a constant reminder of what he could become. To succeed, Matt must silence that voice and follow his own moral compass. As he adapts to ruling opium and navigating its corrupt drug economy, his primary goal becomes freeing the Ijits, enslaved laborers implanted with brain microchips that render them obedient and emotionless. These zombie-like workers live in harsh conditions, cultivate poppy fields, survive on pellets, and are central to opium's immense wealth. Determined to end the drug trade, Matt plans to halt opium production and replace it with other crops while liberating the Ijits and restoring their dignity. His efforts are complicated by outside forces that demand continued drug sales and by the lack of medical solutions for reversing the Ijits condition. Matt becomes involved with a beautiful 15-year-old Ijit waitress, whom he names Marisol. He dines and dances with her and kisses her after she passes out, sparking Maria's jealousy when she learns of the relationship. Matt finds himself drawn to Marisol's unquestioning obedience, and his growing attachment intensifies his desire to cure the Ijits. This motivation deepens when he discovers that his friend Chacho's father, Eusebio, has been turned into an Ijit who now sells guitars. Leaving El Patrón's mansion in paradise, Matt explores previously unknown regions of opium, discovering abundant plant and animal life and clean water that could help stabilize the ravaged planet. He uncovers a biosphere containing rooms that replicate ecosystems and climates from around the world, and brings in a mentor known as the Mushroom Master to study it. These ecological patterns hold the key to saving Earth, with opium's natural resources playing a central role. Yet as Matt's power grows, so does the distance between him and those around him. His adoptive mother, Celia, becomes cold and distant. Eligio Cienfuegos, the ruthless head of the farm patrol, poses a threat to Matt's life despite teaching him how to control opium. Maria's mother, Esperanza, forbids her daughter from seeing Matt, while Matt's former plankton factory friends, Chacho, Tun Tun, and Fidelito, remain trapped outside opium. Dr. Rivas, supposedly overseeing the treatment of the Ijits, is revealed to be corrupt and self-serving. He assists the African drug lord Glass-Eye de Bengwa in taking control of opium in order to locate his clone, a 7-year-old boy named Listen. Listen's reckless actions lead to Marisol's death, devastating Matt. Captured by glass-eyed men, Matt manages to defeat them using his powerful flashlight, which ultimately kills Glass-Eye as well. After shutting down the Ijit plantation, Matt reunites with Maria, who travels through the holoport and falls into a deep sleep. When she awakens, their relationship quickly intensifies despite their long separation. Defying Esperanza's objections, Matt and Maria decide to marry. In the end, Matt destroys the Scorpion Star from the previous novel, freeing the Ijits from their enslavement. Through his efforts to reshape Opium's economic and political systems for the greater good, Matt proves himself to be a far more just and compassionate ruler than El Patrón. Nancy Farmer's The House of the Scorpion earned the Newbery Honor, the Prince Honor, and the U.S. National Book Award for Young Adult Literature. Farmer has also written numerous other novels, including A Warm Place, A Girl Called Disaster, A New Year's Tale, and the Sea of Trolls series. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe.